Welcome back.
Yes, we have another episode here, and we're going to be working on Project Frankenchop, which is not in shot right now, but last time I think you guys got introduced to that sprocket that had held us up for a while, and today we need to figure out a way to kind of support that, because obviously this was the stock sprocket, and now we've pretty much given our engine 2 inches of lever arm, and we don't really want to go breaking any output shafts or anything. So
we're basically making a bearing carrier support that slides inside this sprocket, and we need to make the bearing fit in here better because it's a press fit, and that would be kind of a pain because the bearing can't be in there to put the sprocket on and off the bike.
right, because then you wouldn't be able to put the nut on.
Right. So we've come up with a way to chuck it in a drill, and we're going to just run a piece of sandpaper in here without marring our fingers up, hopefully.
This is our redneck lathe.
So we're just thinking that if we can get the bearing to slide in there a little easier, it would still support a lot of the load, but we wouldn't have to come up with a way to press it in and out while it's on the bike.
That's our game plan.
Right.
We may also hack off some frame stuff for a seat, and who knows what we'll get into this episode, but
Right.
regardless, if you want to see this thing fly apart and probably hurt us, stick around. What do you think? Redneck lathe attempt number 1?
Here goes nothing. The sprocket down. She fits in there. The bearing slides in there pretty snugly. Boom! Look at that.
And it'll press in a little bit farther, but I'm not going to do that right now, obviously, because I don't want it in there yet.
Because it's kind of hard to get out, as you can see.
Okay, it's going to stay in there for now. But let us introduce you to the newest problem.
Something we did not foresee when we were making this sprocket.
Yes. So this is the cover that, covers the sprocket and keeps your leg safe and dust out of the drive and whatnot. And it doesn't fit anymore because the sprocket is way out here.
And you would think, like, who cares? We'll just run it with no cover, we'll make something goofy, but
the clutch slave cylinder mounts to this, and even if we were to cut this for the part that clear the sprocket, this still, I don't know if you can see that, but
yep.
The back of the clutch slave cylinder mount hits the sprocket. So we think our plan is going to be take some of this, whatever it is that we found.
What is it, like 3/4 inch pipe or something like that?
Yeah, found on the shelf.
Or 1/2 inch maybe, 5/8, I don't know, it's pretty small.
And we're gonna make spacers. And we're just gonna space this thing out to where it clears, so that way we can still use the clutch mount and so on and so forth.
Well, after we space that out, that's one issue.
Right, then we have to lengthen the, I don't know what you'd call this, the push rod thing that the slave cylinder pushes on, which I assume is connected to like a throwout bearing on the other end. That's my guess. But obviously once this is spaced out, this will have to be longer, and I think Andrew is going to do that at work.
Yeah, where it's aluminum.
Yeah, this is aluminum, so.
I've got some access to playing with aluminum welding at work.
So that's the plan to remedy the most recent headache. If I can figure out, there we go. And who knows what'll happen after that. So, as always, wish us luck and enjoy this montage. All right. We interrupt your regularly scheduled montage to bring you what will likely be a time lapse. So, we just explained that we made some bolts too.
Oh yeah, bolts.
I think you guys saw that. Oh, maybe. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that's the ugly one. Oh, look at that one.
Look at the good ones.
Look at that one.
Basically, when we spaced this thing out,
Obviously, we needed longer
we
bolts.
needed longer bolts, and we couldn't find 3-inch or 3¼ inch M6 by 1s. So we bought M6 by 1 with
Threaded rod.
Threaded rod. And some nuts, and yeah, made bolts.
So that's how that goes. Plenty of thread engagement, as you can see. Anyway, the next step is going to be, now that we have this gap, we would like to be able to cover that. So you don't just have like a big open...
Because here's your sprocket.
Right, big open area for a bunch of road grime to get into your sprocket and a bunch of grease and oil to get up onto your pants. So, we have another piece of scrap metal.
I think it's like 18 gauge, pretty thin stuff.
Basically our plan is just cut a strip of that, lay it across here, tack weld it in place, and then just bend it around all of those bolts, tack it on the other side, form it up as best we can.
Bob's your uncle. You got a
Bing,
bar.
bing bang boom,
Bing,
chain
bang,
guard.
Yeah. Bing bang boom.
This would be kind of difficult to film, so we decided, hey, we haven't done a time lapse yet, I don't think. So, here we go. Here we go.
What we made there.
Yeah, the fruits of our labors. Hopefully,
This thing.
ta-da, Vanna White. Hopefully it fits right up and we can bolt this all together. There are these two little dowels which make life a little bit easier. Hopefully that's...
And we picked a pipe that we made the spacers out of originally. The pipe actually fits perfectly over those dowels, which was kind of a stroke of luck.
Yeah, anything that goes right is usually a stroke of luck.
So
that actually went pretty well. Supposedly this clutch will fit in here. Or this slave cylinder. I wonder where the bolts are for it. Boom.
this guy needs lifted up and out of your way.
Look at that, guys. And we put this in here to kind of like halfway just keep some like rocks from the road from hitting the sprocket and then being catapulted into our legs.
And you can see we had to clear that. Let's see if I can brighten that up a little bit. Not really, but you know, you can see the sprocket in there. Gigantically, massively deep sprocket.
It's like 1 5/8" or something.
Yeah. No, 1 16". But either way, still pretty awesome.
So we're pretty stoked on how that turned out. And honestly, where do you want to head next? Seat, maybe?
Yeah, let's move on up.
Maybe cut these bad boys off and figure out how the seat's gonna look.
I love it.
Heck yeah.
Well, we got a little ahead of ourselves. We're going to scratch the seat idea and finish what we started. We got to mount this guy and protect our sprocket from contortion from being really long. Well, you saw our thumbs up. We finished the sprocket saver bearing thing.
Great success.
Great success. So now we're going to try.
What was the original goal of this episode?
Right, we wanted to mount the seat, which is sitting on the roller seat there. I think that we're going to try and figure out where it's going to set, and we've set it up there a couple times, and we're thinking, we know that this piece is going to have to get cut out because the seat post, like where the springs would be, kind of fall behind there. So what we're thinking is we'll cut this, and we kind of want it lower, so we're going to drop it down and move it back probably some.
Really going for that look or feel, I guess, that we've been talking about literally since the first episode of this build.
Right.
We want to try to keep that aggressive.
Just that line from the...
Pretty much make it as inconvenient on us as possible.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be sweet, though.
yeah, we think it's turning out. And I guess maybe enjoy I guess we've done a time lapse. We've done
montages, time lapses.
maybe this will be a montage.
Yeah, we'll do a montage. Enjoy it.
Enjoy a montage of this seat.
We did it.
Woo doggy. That one,
That took a few days.
that ended up being an all-week affair. Pardon our lack of continuity. I think Andrew's got a different haircut. Probably see us with like 9 different outfits on, but yeah, we kind of started out the episode saying, yeah, we'll get the seat mounted, and then we remembered that we hadn't mounted the bearing in the
To hold the
sprocket.
to protect the shaft, the output shaft of the motor from snapping.
Yeah, then we had to make that like sheath, that like cover. We were like, well, that's like really close to our legs, and if a rock gets up in there, and it just kind of snowballed. But that's how it goes. And I think we finally have accomplished everything that we said we were going to.
We got the seat mounted.
So yeah, so we're gonna cut this episode. We're stoked. Came out awesome.
Yeah.
We love the valve springs as the seat springs. We think that looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we actually covered that in this episode. I'm sure we said something before in a prior episode, but the seat springs are actually the valve springs out of the Virago 700 motor.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we thought that would kind of par for the course. It fit the with the character of the build.
And the posts to hold the springs are Subaru head bolts.
Yeah.
Just the heads.
The head of a head bolt from a EJ25.
Yeah, that we just had laying here.
I think I found in the scrap bin. But anyway, awesome episode.
Yeah, for sure.
We think that the hardcore frame modification, hardcore fabrication is for the most part finished. We've said that before, so tune in next time to see what else we forgot or what else we got to do next, I guess. So
It'll be a good time.
see you in the next one.
It has been a blast. We appreciate you watching.
Yes, as always. And if you want to support the channel, feel free to give us a subscribe.
Right here.
And if you want to see more of the project we worked on today,
Move it over here.
and if you want to see any of the other ill-guided automotive antics on the channel,
Click his gut.
or potentially here.
Right over space.
Thank you guys as always for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.